So today we're going to do fatwood. We're going to harvest fatwood from a Douglas fir stump, old Douglas fir stump. We're going to use it to make tar, to waterproof different things. But as a substance in itself, it's really nice because it's great for torches, and it's great for, fire in general. Great for starting fires, great for keeping fires.
Especially in the wet Northwest.
Yeah, the wet Northwest is extremely big. So to find the fatwood, it's usually when a tree dies, old pine tree, the sap cools down to the base, and then the tree falls over, and then you're left with this stump that's got a lot of mix between half-degrading wood and then pure, super sap-filled wood. And the sap-filled wood's what we're going after. So if you start digging into it, and it just turns into punk like that, just falls apart, then you're not really going to find what you're looking for. Punk's good for its own thing, but anyway, you can pick around, and then you find stuff that, hey, that's a little bit more solid, but that's cracking off. But really, like this part, this is just a little splinter in all of this rot. But this, you can see, it feels solid. It's the right tree, it's the right type of stump, so you can get a good bet. I did one test peeling off of it, just to make sure, but you can split down in it, pull it off a little, and then right here is the stuff. Okay, so we've cleared out the stump of rotten stuff. The core goes all the way down. In some places they harvest the stumps even because, you know, the sap just goes further and further down. So it can be really, really pure stuff. Tony's cleaning into it now because we've isolated the really clean stuff.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. So, to harvest the stuff, you know, I think we might have shown earlier, you dig it in. Maybe I shouldn't say we might have shown. Maybe we should show it. And I'll just edit all this out.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, we got this stump, and to dig into it, you know, it can be fairly easy. Spend an extra 15-20 minutes looking for something like this. It's got sheets sticking out. There's none of this stuff in the way. When you start to get down into it, you can dig this out, but it gets more moisture into the wood and stuff. But if it's really thickly penetrated, we you know, some of the stuff we just found was soaking wet but still lit. So if all you got's a knife, you know, that's another reason to find an example just like this. It's really easy to get into. It's exposed. There's lots of physical sapwood above ground and not soaking in the water. So, you know, again, if it's really clean stuff, it'll light even if it's soaking wet. So, but this stuff is perfect because, you know, we can dive in, go down it, give it a nice little wedge. And you can see the color in it. It's a deep orange. Let's see if we can see the color in it. It's a deep orange. And
too bright.
And as it gets cleaner and cleaner, it starts to get pink. It looks like smoked salmon, literally. When you shred it apart, it looks like fibrous smoked salmon. It's all just sappy wood. Really, really, really thick stuff. The knots can be really good too. This one's alright. It's not the best.
Get it to adjust. There we go. Cool. Fat.
salmon. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll show some of that.
This is where it starts to get into the salmon color. And I think it might show up a little bit better not on that camera. Or not on that
There we go.
screen of that phone.
Yeah, that showed pretty well though. That salmon.
Okay.
Cool.
I think that should be good.
Yeah, that's quite a...
So as you can see here, we go in a little bit sawing. Then we split it out with the hatchet, get peelings off. It works when your tools are relatively small for the size of chunks that you're getting. So yeah. Look at all.
Yeah, stick it in.
So this is a nice little way to make a split stick torch. You know, if you get the right piece of fat wood from a nice thick piece and split it out, and you know, get yourself a nice sliver and run some splits down it, stick some shims down it to keep it opened up. It'll burn for a really long time. It can be sensitive to wind when it's getting started, and it just needs the more surface area it has to burn, you know, the better it goes. So if I like open it up, then it'll make it run a bit heavier, and I can put in bigger splits. But you know, whatever. If you just keep some splits in or some shims in to get the splits just big enough that they stay open, you know, for a little bit, however long you need, then it'll naturally put itself out, really. But it's a great piece for, you know, seeing light on a trail at night, warming your hands. In some places they use pine knots, the little knots, branches that are sticking in that same stump right there. They burn really good. You know, you can throw it on a fire. You can to get it started. You know, you can take little shavings off of it, and it's just amazing stuff for kindling. If it's really, really wet out, you can split some good stuff out and get almost any wet fire going. You know, if you've got the proper fire pyramid and all that. And yeah.
Burning it up.
Burning it up. You can make big torches out of the stuff, you know. You take big splinters of it and split them open and wedge the sticks open, just like the little miniature one I made. But you can make big torches, and we've had them in, you know, 70-mile-an-hour winds, flames shooting out. So we're going to take back a bunch of this, and we're going to get the tar out of it to use it for waterproofing and grip and a bunch of other random stuff.
Mm-hmm.